Okay, so today we have kind of a not so home theater type of product, but it's gonna make sense. So I recently, I guess not so recently, but recently made a hush box for my projector. I've made some videos on that, and it's time to upgrade the hush box because it's super janky right now. It was basically just a testing rig to see how I liked it and how I wanted to improve it. So I've been recently buying all the stuff that I need to upgrade, and this is going to be probably the most important part. So what I have here is an AC Infinity. It's actually a grow space ventilator, but you can use it as an exhaust or intake. I'm going to be using it as an exhaust up in the attic to exhaust the hot air that the projector outputs, and I'm going to be exhausting it into, it's going to be going up through the attic and then out to my hallway. So let's get this unboxed and see what we have inside. All right, so when we open this, we get a nice hefty brochure. So again, if you have plants or something you want to use this with, I'm using it for a home theater purpose. All right, and then we get our controller. So AC Infinity controller 69. So it looks like you've got some buttons on there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And also this comes, or it doesn't come with, but you can use an app to control this remotely, which I'm really excited about. It's an upgrade from my other AC Infinity fan and controller, which doesn't have an app. Okay, so we'll set that to the side. Okay, so this is the Cloud9 Pro Mixed Flow Inline Fan Systems. So you get a warranty card, and then you get a little product info. All right, and then inside it looks like we get this looks like a sensor. So yeah, I think that this is the sensor that it comes with. And then we have a Molex adapter. All right, so there's your Molex adapter. Not sure if that's, looks like there's two. So not sure if this is actually needed or if it's just in case you need an adapter. All right, let's take out the big boy. Okay, so then we also get a stainless steel duct clamp, and then this looks like some mounting gear. Yeah, some mounting gear for this. Here is the actual fan. There you go. So you've got your power cable on the back, and then you've got a USB-C type connector, which is probably going to connect to this controller somewhere, I assume. Yeah, so you can't see it, but there's 4 USB ports back here, and it looks like this, oh yeah, so this can stick out like that, or you got a little kickstand, and has a Bluetooth chip, so for your wireless control with your app, and it's got some keyhole mounting plates on the back. So this is the fan, and I'm going to be mounting this up inside of my attic, and then I'll have some duct that's going to be coming down into the Hushbox 2.0. That's what I'm calling it. And then I'm going to have another duct going towards where it's going to be exhausting out in my hallway. All right, now we have some other items. So this is going to be some duct work. I'm going to have the clamp for that one. And then here's some more duct work. And then this is an AC Infinity vent grill. So I have this, and this is going to be in the hallway. And so one of the ductwork is going to attach to that, and it's going to exhaust the heat out into the hallway because it's the hallway. Who cares? I'm going to be in the theater, and you know, it's not like it's going to heat up the hallway. I just want to exhaust the air out of the room completely and into another section of the house. Okay, so there's that, and it comes with some mounting gear at the bottom. And then this is car setting car sound deadening mat. So I got this to add a little bit more insulation inside of the hush box to make sure that, you know, there's not a lot of sound exiting out of it. I mean, it's going to be enclosed, so there shouldn't be any sound coming out of it, but I wanted to add a little bit more protection for, you know, sound. So this is what you would usually use. Let me open this up. So this is what you would usually use in a vehicle for sound deadening. I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to use it for a different purpose. So on the back of this, there's some adhesive. So there's 10 sheets that come in here, and I forget, it's 10 square feet. So I'm going to be using this inside of the hush box, like I said, to make it, you know, to make sure it's as quiet as possible. And you'll see in this video or in a future video of how loud it actually gets with not only the projector and the AC Infinity plate that's on the side of it. It's right above my head, and it has always annoyed me. So eventually, you know, I wanted to just build a new hush box, a hush box 2.0, and just make it completely silent. And I'm really looking forward to that because, you know, when there's quiet, obviously when there's like loud movies, there's explosions, stuff like that, you can't hear it. But as soon as it gets quiet on the movie or a quiet scene, it's just very annoying, and it just really, really takes me out of the movie. I'm constantly paying attention to it. So this is what I have. I don't have everything. I still need to get my theater glass because I'm going to put theater glass on the front, obviously, so that the projector can project out of the hush box. I still need to get that, and I have some MDF, which is not here because it's just too big to put up here. But I'm also using MDF. Now, I decided to use MDF instead of wood because MDF is not susceptible to moisture and heat and warping. So that's what I have here, and I'm probably not going to do an exact step-by-step of how I build it just because I don't have the manpower. Usually you need like at least 2, maybe even 3 camera guys, and I'm doing this by myself, so I'm going to try to document in between some of the steps that I do and show you at least, you know, what I've done and try to explain how I went about building the Hushbox 2.0. So this is the Hushbox 1.0. As you can see, it's super, super janky, but this is basically just a test rig. I wanted to see, you know, get an idea of how I wanted to do it next time. So I have a much simpler and easier solution, and one that's going to look a lot better. So as I said before, I went with MDF because of this. So this is pretty thin plywood. I probably wouldn't have that issue if I had something thicker, but you can see the wood warped because of the heat. So MDF is not susceptible to moisture and warping. So that's the front of the projector. And it was always my plan to upgrade, but I just got so tired of the noise from the fan. I don't know if I can get on the other side and show you where the fan is, but this is the controller here, and you probably can't see it because I have my studio lights on, but I can control the, let me see if I can get a better angle. I can control the speed of the fans and the temperature control. I can change, you know, I can set a different temperature for the fans to kick in, but it just gets super loud. So the fan is right there, and it's a relatively quiet fan, but it's right above your head and it's super loud. And plus it's open, it's not, you know, very sealed. So I'm going to take care of that on this next iteration, and it should look a lot better. Okay, so this is where we're at so far. I've cut a couple pieces. I've cut the bottom part of the Hushbox 2.0, and then I've got the sides. So let me show you. And I've got multiple projects going on. Today I'm starting the garage YouTube studio / office, so that's why there's so much junk behind me. But so here I have the bottom, and I'm using MDF. So this is MDF, this is 1/2 inch MDF, and because it's half inch, so I don't have a whole lot of room to like screw stuff in. So what I did was I put some wood blocks here on the inside, so that way I have something to mount it to. So these are the side panels, or at least 2 of them. I made them 10 inches tall. So the projector is, I think, I'm sorry, these are 11 inches tall. The projector is 7.5 inches tall. So I made it 11 inches to give it a little bit of room to maneuver. But basically, these 2 side pieces, there's going to be one here and one on the right. This is I'm going to nail this with my nail gun instead of screwing it in, because this is MDF and I'd rather just use nails and not risk, you know, messing up the MDF. But it's going to sit on the side like that. And then I can just nail into the wood that's there. Now I'll have to, on one of the sides, I'll have to cut out an opening for, you know, the plug, the cables, and all that stuff. So I still have to do the back side. I need to cut for that, and then I need to cut the front side, which the front is going to have theater glass in it. But this is where I'm at right now. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to show you guys exactly step by step, but at least if you can see, you know, what I'm doing, I can document, you know, in between, and you can get a kind of idea if you want to, you know, do something similar, or give you an idea of how to make your own hush box. So this is the first step. I've got to do some other stuff, and then I'll come back and give you guys an update. So right now I'm in my attic, and you can see there is the AC Infinity controller there. I left it up here because I would have had to add another hole or access point to mount that onto, which I didn't want to do. But the cool thing about this AC Infinity controller is that it has Bluetooth. So I can just be in my home theater and pull out my phone and control it. So it's got some settings on it. It's got like auto, and then you can configure it for, you know, certain temperatures or certain times. But that is the controller. So it's going to be kind of hard to show you guys, but let me see if I can pan up to show you what I've done. So there's the controller. Sorry for the angle, guys. It's really hard to film this in my attic because it's hanging. So originally I was just going to mount it, but I forgot that it comes with straps. So that's just one less step that I have to do. So I just hung it just to kind of get it up there. But I'll probably need to put like another piece of wood up there, like a crossbar, and do some better hanging. But there it is. So I have no problem admitting that I'm a newbie. I know how AC systems work. I know you need ductwork, and all that stuff. But my question is, do I need, so originally I was going to have the AC unit or the ductwork come out into the hallway, which is right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that's where I was going to put the vent. But I'm like, well, if this is already sitting in the attic, do I really need that? I can just let it, you know, exhaust into the attic. I mean, there's already hot air up here. But any of you AC guys watching, if you know, is it okay to just let the hot air come out like that? Do I actually need the ductwork for the other end over here? Because in my thinking, if it's already in the attic, I don't really need to output the air, the exhaust anywhere. The attic would be the ideal place because, you know, it's the attic and I don't have to cut any more stuff in here. But yeah, my original plan was to have the air exhausted out into the hallway because it's the hallway, and, you know, I'll be in the theater, so I won't hear it. And even if it does somehow happen to heat up that room or heat up the hallway, which I doubt because the AC will be on, but let me know in the comments if I need to actually, you know, put the duct on the other end and then exhaust it somewhere. But now I'm going to take you into the theater and show you what the hush box looks like. All right, so this is where we are at with the hush box. So look how much better that looks. And it's not even done yet. So I've got the projector. Again, this is MDF Hopefully you can see that in there. I used MDF for the hush box this time because, as I said before, MDF is not susceptible to moisture and warping like those thin panels did. And then inside, you can see where I braced it. So I had to do something a little bit different. Originally, I was going to use those blocks that are in there that you see. So that one right there, I didn't have enough room to nail it, so I had to put one on the outside right there. May not be the best aesthetically pleasing, but who cares? It's not about that. Some of you might care about that. I don't really care about that too much. It's just to be functional so that I can, you know, get the noise level down from the projector once I have it all enclosed. And then you'll see I use some of that car insulation stuff. I don't think it's called car insulation stuff. I forget what it's called, but basically it's used to, you know, car deadening, car sound deadening. That's what the material is. I don't remember the actual name of it, but I put some on the top. So there's some up there. And then, let me see. So that there is the vent. So I got the vent coming out from there, and it's sealed. I put some caulk around it, and it's just going up into the attic, as you saw. So I'm really excited. Let me take you around the back. So that's the back. That's the back view. So as you see, I still got to put the back panel on there, which I'm probably going to do today. Need to measure it, make sure it's exact. But I'm probably going to have to put some up here. I'm probably going to have to put another one of these up there, just so that I have something to attach it to. But that's the inside. It looks a lot better right now, and it's going to look so much better. And I'm really excited because next year I should be upgrading my 5040UB to the LS12000B. I decided to just go ahead and go with the 12000B instead of the 11000. But yeah, so this should be pretty quiet once I get the panels on. Obviously right now it's not very quiet because it's open, and that exhaust gets really loud. Like on setting 10, it sounds like a plane. But like I said, that's why I put this stuff in here. Hopefully it helps, you know, just to kind of give it a little bit more barrier that the sound has to go through. The only thing that I'm concerned about is the access port right here where the cables come out. Obviously that's going to let out some sound, but I think once it's enclosed, it's not going to be that bad. I don't think I'll be able to hear it. If I do, if it is a problem, then I'll have to figure out something else. But also, I think it might help with a little bit of some intake air, since, you know, I don't have any intake coming in, so I have to monitor that as well. But I think once this gets closed off and everything is closed, then it's gonna suck that hot air. It's gonna suck a lot of that hot air out. So that's where I'm at so far. Again, I think I'm going to put on the back panel today. At least I'm gonna work on it. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and I'll give you guys another update once it's done.